Nioh 2 is one of the promising hardcore RPGs coming in 2020 because back when the first Nioh was released, it showed players its standout as its own unique RPG with a high difficulty standard. And if you are unknown to Nioh, you will be facing hell. Literally. Where in this video, I'm going to share with you what you can expect from the next Nioh installment. So guys, let's get into it. Nioh is well known for its establishment that it is not a total Dark Souls clone, what many people like to refer the game to be, but the game holds its own with a style of the own developer's Ninja Gaiden series, with RPG elements similar to Dark Souls because you know it's difficult, so compared to Dark Souls. But the game also includes a gear loot system like Diablo. Nioh's narrative takes you to the Sengoku period of Japan, where the clans around the country were fighting each other for control over their land, but in this game they decided to include demon-like beings, the yokai, into it all, and well, that made it more complicated. In the first Nioh, you played as William, who traveled from England to chase a person named Kelly, who had William's spirit girlfriend imprisoned to collect Amrita in Japan and control the yokai. William came to Japan in the late Sengoku period and helped the shogun to defeat the opposing foes who were using the yokai's powers. The narrative in Nioh 2 is gonna be a bit different. Your protagonist will have the powers to transform itself into a yokai and use their powers to aid in battle. The story will play out during the Sengoku period earlier events before William even arrived in Japan, where the yokai started to overtake the land. And the story will now have English voice acting, but it is kinda strange because the lip syncing is still like they speak Japanese, so it is kinda weird. Because the protagonist you're going to play has no specific origin, you will be able to create your own look of the character. The character creation is quite in depth for facial adjustments, and you are able to change the look of your yokai form. So you could be spending a lot of time on this, or you just simply pick a present look and press play. But that is not all, you also be able to save your creation with a shareable code so other people or yourself can get your hands on a created character by just simply putting in the code. This is going to be very useful for people who like to play with a lookalike character from other games, so you can check codes online that other people already created a good lookalike, so you don't waste your time creating one for yourself. The great part of it all is that you can change your character look at any time during playing in your hut, so you are not stuck with how you look. The mechanics of Nioh 2 are almost identical to the first game. Some are improved, but Nioh 2 comes with new ones. For starting, the yokai form is going to be playing a large role into the game. You will have 3 unique forms what are linked with your guardian spirit, and they are crucial to counter the new burst attack enemies will do. The brute form will focus on strength, where you are able to block and parry attacks, use strong attacks to deal a large amount of damage, and be able to block burst attacks if you collide with it before the burst attack will occur. The feral form is focused on speed and will make you engage with really fast attacks and quick dodges. This form will let you counter burst attacks when you use your quick dodge forward to collide with the burst attack to block the attack. The last one is the phantom form. This one will focus on range and defensive attacks, where it will let you attack enemies from distance, but you'll still be able to use close range attacks. This form will let you create a shield to block incoming attacks, and if you block burst attacks just at the right time, you will counter them. In each form, you will be able to use your guardian spirit attack to aid in battle, but it drains a lot of energy from the form. Countering burst attacks is going to be a big part in Nioh 2, and you will need to master this because enemies will literally spam them all the time, and with every successful counter, the enemy will stagger and drain their stamina. And if you fully drain their stamina with your counter, if you are fast enough, you can use your form to deal massive damage to them. With the other yokai power, you are able to perform abilities to use in battle to do an attack similar to the yokai you face in the game. By collecting their soul cores, you will be able to link them to your guardian spirit to activate them and use them when you have enough anima, what is the purple bar below your key. Furthermore, the Yokai Realms are improved, where they will now infest a whole section of an area within missions and will reduce your key mobility. In these realms, the yokai are stronger, and you will need to eliminate a specific yokai to destroy the realm or ring a bell to make it disappear. But you are not all lost in these realms. Your own yokai powers are also powered up to destroy your enemies. The combat is identical to the first game, what was in my opinion pretty unique, with its weapon stances linked with the Japanese style weapons, and its key pull system to generate lost ki, and the pressure to master it because ki in this game is everything. But you will get 2 new toys to play with. In Nioh 2, you will get 2 new weapon types, the dual hatches, what has quick attacks and can be used to throw at enemies, For the second weapon you can get your hands on is the Switchglaive. What is a weapon from Bloodborne, what can be switched out from different stances to get another version of the weapon. This one looks really cool, by the way. With the new Yokai Powers included with the combat, it is mastery of both the combat system and the new Yokai mechanics to face the difficult enemies, with prioritizing your best gear loadout, what can be overwhelming if you're not familiar with its loot system. You will get rarity gear drops during the game, and here you will need to check which weapons and armor are better in quality, better bonus stats, and fits for your playstyle. But it is just like in the first Nioh, so if you played it, things won't be so complex. There are of course a bunch of new items, but there are two what stand out the most. These are blessed weapons and yokai weapons, where blessed weapons will give you ki back when you block attacks, and you will deal extra ki damage to enemies based on their purity resistance. For the yokai weapons, you build up a gauge, and when it is full, it enhances the weapon's powers, what will let it grant the power of speech, so it will talk to you. And deal damage, obviously. But not sure what it enhances, but it does make the weapon glow purple. This weapon will also deal extra ki damage to enemies based on their corruption resistance. The leveling system of the game is back with one new stat, what is courage, what increases the speed of your ki generation, what is a good skill because missing a ki pulse is surely going to happen with all the stuff happening during combat, and it is nice to get your ki back faster if that happens. To level up, you have to collect Amrita, what is your experience / souls currency. The skill trees in the game have a new fancier look and have some new improvements with the new shifting tree what affects your yokai powers, the two new weapon trees, dual hatches and the switchglaive. The ninjutsu and omnio magic trees are returning as well to learn the arts of the ninja and use magic to annihilate your enemies within the missions. The missions layout is going to be the exact same as the first Nioh. You will have a general map of Japan where you can switch between sections, and within these sections you can start up main missions what will tell you the story and side missions for side content. Twilight missions are also going to be returning where they are daily rotated, and these are powered up missions where you will face more difficult enemies at higher level with better rewards. Within these main missions and side missions you will venture through the mission area toward a endpoint where there is mostly a boss fight at the end. In the areas you're going to face enemies who are placed to give you a hard time, so keep your heads up so you won't end up dying instantly. In the missions you can encounter true friendly extra little yokai creatures. These are the Sudamas. What are these little devil guys? What look similar to Kodamas. If you drop them an item, it will take the item and give you an item in return depending on how he liked the item you gave him. The other creature is the Scampus, what will give you a boost to your anima. It's the purple bar below your ki. While it follows you around, it will attack for you as well, but it really doesn't do anything. And he has a second form, well, in the Yokai Realm. The bosses are improved as well, where they now feel more tankier to beat, so the fights can't be steamrolled anymore. The stamina bar of the bosses will now be harder to break, but will permanently lose its value each time you bring it down a little, and only regenerates fully back after it is depleted. The bosses will also call upon the Yokai Realm to clear out the whole boss arena, making it stronger, but don't forget your own Yokai powers are stronger within the realm as well, so use them now. By the looks of it, the game will now have more variation between missions where you don't get the same layout all the time, what was an issue in the first Nioh, and also more different enemy types to keep missions fresh and not boring facing the same enemies all the time. Multiplayer co-op is also returning where you can now play up to 3 players in a single game session. Here you will able to let players join your game to help you with a mission or join someone else to help with their game and get rewards. There are also new benevolent graves, another variation of the bloody graves. These benevolent graves will let you summon an AI companion of another player's loadout to help you on your current mission. But keep in mind, these are AI, so they might end up doing stupid stuff. The Blacksmith is also going to be returning, but I'm not going to go deeper in that because it is complicated, but in short, you can buy, sell, and make equipment there. Also, the training tutorials are in the game to introduce you to the game mechanics if they aren't familiar, so you won't be thrown at the wolves the first time you're going to play. The DLCs for Nioh 2 are already confirmed to be coming, but there is not anything known what it holds. But it obviously includes new story content, enemies, and maybe weapons, mechanics, but we will see when it comes out. Nioh 2 endgame replayability will probably be like the first game, what will let you switch between NG plus difficulties in the world map, so you still hold all your progress from playing on different difficulties. What is nice, in the first Nioh you will be able to complete the game up to 5 more difficulties, so this could be the same for Nioh 2, but 5 more difficulties is plenty to keep you playing the game, trust me. But that is what you can expect from Nioh 2. It is coming out on the 13th of March. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If it did, don't forget to smash the like button. Comment down below what you are excited for within the game. Subscribe for more related gaming content and follow on other social media for similar topics. But I thank you guys for watching. Now go get 'em.